What up, 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 what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is up? Hello, sir.
Just on mute. Hey, 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 hey.
I, I didn't think you were on mute. I thought you was just giving me your dry, stale, stank energy. Like
Oh, well, there's that.
I'm glad to know that you were on mute and you y'all. He loves me. He really does love me.
No, I was on mute like a motherfucker. How are you?
Full of color and very neatly done.
Alrighty then. Oh, all right.
We're here for another uh, edition of Red, Blue, and Black. This is episode 22. I am here with the handsome and incandescent Kamz,
Hello, hello, hello. Oh,
and I am here doing what I do, hosting.
the
He's
host
the
with the
brains.
mostest.
He's the brains. I'm just a mouthpiece that hosts and gets the ship going. I have very little to do with how great the show is, and he has everything. Um, we know why y'all come over here. Y'all come for him, not me.
I don't even be
Anyway,
here. I don't even be here all the time. What are you talking about?
mhm.
You're like main cast. I'm a recurring guest. Recurring.
I don't even know if I'm main cast on my own channel.
That's funny that you say that.
Mm.
You're definitely the man.
So, we have some things to talk about today. We are going to talk about the government shutdown.
Hmm.
We're going to talk about the tariff war that we see going on right now. We certainly will talk about some economic anxiety tied to those tariff wars. We'll talk about a situation with Tesla now that we're turning into the United States of Tesla. Um, what do we call ourselves instead of Americans? Thessalonians, maybe that's what we'll call ourselves now, since we're now embarking on the authoritarian nation of the United States of Tesla.
Well, considering the United States of America, its economy is on fire like Tesla batteries, that's a rather apt,
Mhm.
comparison.
Yep. And then we'll talk about how they're still gutting our civil liberties and stripping us of our First Amendment rights.
Duly
So we got
noted.
a lot to talk about, lot to do, lot to cover. Hey everybody, as y'all come into the chat, we are so glad to have y'all. Before we start, I found a video today that shows you the complete and utter disrespect that we have going on within Congress. Now, I'll set this up by letting you know that this involves Representative Sarah McBride of the great state of Delaware, who is the first trans woman elected to the United States Congress. Shout out to her. Here's the video.
I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the
Representative.
standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman?
The
Would you
standard-
repeat what you just said when
I-
you introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America? Please.
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this
You
hearing.
will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
Well, I applaud. Listen,
Did you catch the shade when she said,
right
"Thank
when
you,
she
Madam
said,
Chairman"?
Madam Chairman, I was just about
Yeah.
to say when
She,
she
she
said,
was very quick.
Madam Chairman, this is what
Very
we're
quick.
doing. She was like, Madam Chairman,
He ain't catch it.
this what we're doing. Child. I told y'all, I've already told y'all, we are going to go to blows at some point on the floor of Congress.
I mean, give me some passion back in politics. Yeah.
Give me something to fight about. Hey, Madrell, I feel like I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. Good to see you, sweetheart. Um, but no, listen, I'll listen. If they get the blows, it's gonna be in one of these committee meetings. I'm telling you, it's gonna be in one of these committee meetings because they be out of order. Everybody's not a nerd like I am, where I watch on C-SPAN various or on YouTube various committee meetings. I do. I just watch them because that's where a lot of the fireworks happen. When they have these committee meetings, they be out of order. They be way out of order, Kamz. This is where we are.
I
This
enjoy reading the transcripts from committee hearings. I enjoy reading those.
Anyway, so we'll start off with I mean that's where we're starting. We started with that, but we should definitely start off talking about the government shutdown. Now, the update to that is the fact that the House did pass the funding bill to avert the government shutdown, which is slated for Friday. Now it does go to it passed 217 to 213. There was one Democrat, Representative Jared Golden of the great state of Maine,
There's nothing great
that
about me.
voted for the resolution, and there was one Republican, Representative Thomas Massey of the great state of Kentucky, Republican representative out of the great state of Kentucky. He voted no. He was the lone Republican that voted no.
He's a deficit hawk, and he is true to his principles. He said it's not cutting anything. I ain't voting for it.
Now, just to bring you all up to speed, yes, it does have to go to the Senate, and the Senate does need 60 votes in order for it to pass. So without having, what is that, seven? If they have 53, what do they need? Seven Dems to come over? What do they
It
need?
requires
Seven.
60.
Yeah, so they need seven Dems. They
Yeah.
have 53 to 47. Will they get seven Dems? I can believe it. Now, earlier today,
Oh, by the way, let's before we just speed past it. So it was the government was scheduled to shut the funding was going to end in 3 days. So this is better than what we normally do, where we're passing it literally at 11:59. So they are doing better than with that. However, this is only going to give us 7 months of runway. And I do want to note that it did cut non-defense spending by 13 billion, and it increased defense spending by 6 billion. But these are the people that want to cut, fraud, waste, and abuse. But the DoD is still failing audits. But that's neither here nor there.
now this is also the same funding bill slated to cut funds for Medicaid as well as for other programs like SNAP and other programs. Representative Massey was out up front saying that he was a no vote, and your president Donald John was on record saying that he would lead the charge to unseat Tom Massey. Tom Massey has now started running ads on the fact that Trump is coming after him so he can raise money.
This is also the same bill that cuts the District of Columbia's budget by $1 billion.
Hey, he's going to hurt his own people. You want to know why? Because we know, and people that live in the DMV area knows, white people are moving into DC in droves. They're moving all of the black people out. They're gentrifying DC. So the people that stand to be really, really affected, you're going to start to see more than not when they start to do this to Washington, DC, is going to be these white people. Because when you roll up in Washington, DC, it's not the same DC you used to see back in the 90s.
Well, Fetterman's not he's not a Dem anyway. That's not a Democrat.
He's not.
I don't know what he is, but he's not a Democrat.
He's not. He's not at all.
Trash.
Fetterman is an ass clown. That's the best way that I can mention it. He's an ass clown. Now, Chuck Schumer is already on record. Excuse me. Already on record saying, "Oh, well, the I don't know if it's the right climate to do a shutdown right now." Sir, you've already proven, you and my frat brother Hakeem Jeffries, you all have already proven you're not built for this. You're just not. You're not built for this. Because see, what I would be doing is I'd be in front of every microphone screaming, "We will not sign anything unless you take out of this bill any provisions taking monies away from the American people." That's what I would be doing.
I don't. I think that the only leverage the Democrats have at this point is to vote it down, have the government shut down. They pass a clean bill. Clean. They've demanded clean bills before. I don't know why they just act like that's not a possibility now. You do have some leverage as the minority party. To say that you have none is just they just roll over and capitulate.
That's right. That just shows you're not ready. You're not built for this moment. The other part about it is, aren't we experiencing a government shutdown as we speak with the dismantling of agencies all across the country, with them doing everything in their power to not uh, uh, have any federal spending?
Oh no, they still want federal spending. They just want it to go to the rich oligarchs that have federal contracts, all of the Musks of the world. The issue that I have really with this administration is they're running it like a business. They're looking at they're trying to quantify things like ROI, but it's not a business, it's government.
Mind you, the two people at the helm of said business are have failed at every business that they've had. That being Elon Musk and that being Donald John.
Well, Donald John had a business that I've never seen fail before. How do you have a casino that goes under? The house always wins.
Always. But you manage to have a failed
He was
casino.
probably siphoning, allegedly, I would think he was siphoning funds from the casino, and that's why it failed.
But these are the people that y'all want running the country. Right.
I mean, Samir, you right. And we'd already laid off all the probationary workers anyway. Like, who gives a shit about the shutdown at this point?
Right. Shut
Who
the
needs
shit
it?
down. They just announced they're
We have parks
firing.
with no park rangers. We have parks where the bathrooms are locked. Like, you can't even. It's not functioning now. Who cares? Shut it
They've
down.
announced that they have plans to fire half the staff of the DOE. Half the staff. Tens of thousands of people. So government shutdown, it don't matter. It doesn't matter at this point. Shut the bitch down.
I mean, the stock market ain't going nowhere but down any damn way. So, what is the impact that we're caring about?
I mean, my 401k is fucked right now. So here we are. Here the fuck we are.
I mean, that and the foreign policy decisions that this administration is making. I will tell you one thing that the dollar will not be the world's reserve currency for very much longer. I'll tell you that now. It won't be. They're alienating too many people, left, right, and center.
They'll change it to the euro.
Good luck with that when Russia come for the empire again,
Mm,
because we not gonna help.
nope. And then there's that. Um, in more, since we're talking about foreign affairs, let's talk about this war, this tariff war that we have going on with China. Ontario's premier announced yesterday a 25% tariff on electricity to your great state, Kamz, New
Mm.
York, and Michigan. To which Donald John woke up this morning and said, "Oh, you doing tariffs on electricity 25%? I'll raise you an additional 25% on top of the 25% tariff that I already gave you, and now you have a 50% tariffs on steel and aluminum. Mind you, you stupid fucktard, who uses most of that steel and aluminum? Who, Donald John? Did you not look this up?
Oh, you talking about the automobile industry that's gonna be
Uh-huh.
gone
Uh-huh.
in less than
Uh-huh.
4 years with these
Uh-huh.
moves that he's making? Oh, okay.
The auto industry uses these uses steel and aluminum. So, sir, now you are directly affecting the auto industry. And then what do? They say, oh, we haven't fucked up the economy enough. Let's just throw it more into haywire. So now allegedly the premier of Ontario is planning to talk to somebody. And after he talks to that person, I don't know if it's going to be Donald John or somebody over in Washington. Now he said, well, uh, um, I'll not do the 25% tariffs on electricity, to which now the US is saying, oh, well, we'll postpone the additional 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. This is a shit show. Kamz, this is a shit show.
It's
Fucking
political
Wall
brinksmanship
Street.
done wrong. This would have worked great in the 18 fucking hundreds. The global economy is too interconnected, it's too interdependent. Trump is never going to bring these manufacturing jobs back. One, it is entirely too expensive to build these factories here. Look at the CHIPS Act funding, which he wants to get rid of, which strategically we're not even going to get into that right now. But let's look at it from this perspective. It costs billions to build up the supply chain. We want cheap products. You're not going to get them in the US. No one is going to work these jobs for that little money. So the cost of the goods are going to go up. If we can import it cheaper, that makes more sense. We're a services economy. We don't manufacture anything really anymore.
We stopped doing
Services. We
that
do
in
final
after the
assembly here,
1800s.
but that's not manufacturing. That's final assembly. Like, if people don't realize, when cars are made in America, parts go across the border to Mexico, Canada, back and forth multiple times. The way that these tariffs are written, each time it travels across the border, the tariff is assessed. They're acting like it's on the end product. No, it's on the components. It's on the raw materials. Like, this tariffs are not going to do what this man thinks. Like, he's thinking that he's the CEO of the American government and really the world government, because he thinks he can tell these other sovereign nations what to do. They don't have to do anything. But I will say a lot of them are playing it wrong because they are going by the pre-World War II playbook. They're going with the policy of appeasement. It did not work. Ask Europe how that Hitler thing went. If you keep giving people what they want, that hand is going to keep coming out, and it leads to a sense of entitlement, that they are entitled to everything that they want. And we have a tantrum in chief masquerading as a president. So we don't know, however he wants to wake up today, we don't know what we're going to get. So, like, the markets are very unstable.
Right.
And, the Atlanta Fed is saying that there's going to be a contraction. And a lot of other analysts are 50-50 on whether there's going to be a recession or not.
From all of the
I'm a
indicators that
millennial.
I've
These
seen, they're
recessions don't bother
banking
me.
at this point. They're banking on some type of recession at this point because we're so unstable. And now, with consumers saying, "Listen, we don't want no parts of this no more," be it
Then you
because
also have, we're not going to be able to, and when I say we, I mean the consumers of America are not going to be able to bail this country out right now. Credit card debt is at an all-time high. People with six-figure income households are reporting late payments on their credit. I ain't paid a damn thing late. Don't be pointing over here at me. Don't be
no,
pointing over here
I
at me.
said six figures. I
No,
just
that's
said
your ass. That's you over there. That's you over there. But the way that the debt is saddled right now, mind you, most people in my generation, we're not paying our student loans right now. Those payments are coming due soon. We've already stepped back as a society from buying unnecessary things. Then you got eggs being higher than giraffe pussy out here. What is really going on?
listen. They want their oligarchy, and that's what they're getting. And so for the rest of us, we're going to live like the people over in Serbia, like peasants.
Here's the thing, though. This is what these billionaires don't realize. All of this this endless accumulation of wealth that you're looking for, if you don't have people to buy your product or your service, your business model fails. And when we have people that can't get basic access to things like housing due to the ridiculous rent prices, due to the ridiculous fucking housing prices, as well as the interest rates, like if you don't think that we're in for a crash, I have a couple of bridges across the US I could sell you.
I listen. All but think about most of the authoritarian governments that we know. Isn't this the blueprint? Like economically, I should say.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the freaking blueprint.
we're literally in late stage capitalism, or as I like to call it, crony capitalism, where if you bend the knee, you kiss the ring, you get prioritized in this kind of economy, which I think leads to, you see, Tesla's been taking a beating left, right, and center ever since this administration has been stood up. Like their sales are declining. I've always thought Tesla stock was overinflated, so I'm like, this is just a well due correction in my opinion. But you see how Trump talking about some, you can't boycott Tesla.
He also was saying that if you speak any boycotts of Tesla is going to be seen as a terrorist, going to be deemed terrorism, a domestic
Mind
terrorist.
you, this dude did not found Tesla.
Did
He
not
became CEO years after. Like he's never
did not
invented anything.
at all. So any boycotts of Tesla is now deemed domestic terrorism. I guess you can call me a domestic terrorist because I'm not buying none of those cars. When I was thinking about getting a new hybrid car, it wasn't going to be a Tesla.
Honestly, even with the whole car situation, so many of them have rolled back their DEI. That I'm just like, I
Right,
don't need my money anyway.
right. I can keep what I got.
Yeah, and then like trying to get a new car is like $40,000. We're not even in luxury territory. You talking about $40,000
Mm,
in this economy?
right. Speaking of Tesla, excuse me, Tesla ain't shit. Your boy Elon ain't shit. But yeah, like Cam said, they're trying to make it illegal to boycott Tesla. Why? Because they're noticing that the pressure that we're putting on these companies in terms of saying, no, we're not going to patronize your business. No, we're not going to go into your stores. No, we're not going to buy your product is having an effect. You will see, I've seen certain outlets try to downplay it or try to say, oh, these are just the markets adjusting. Don't fall for it. What's happening is, what's happening is, people are saying, yeah, I'm just choosing not to. And a protest has never been 100%. It's always been just the few that end up helping out the many. The work of the few benefits the many. So but yeah, that's why I say we're turning into the United States of Tesla, because your federal government, who's now being run by uh, um, Elon Musk, now is deeming it illegal for you to protest or boycott Tesla. Now, Cams,
Mm-hmm.
I am not a political scientist, but my question is how, well, I guess I know how. I know the answer to my question. but I'm just going to ask it anyway. Wouldn't it be a trampling of the emoluments clause by even having Elon Musk in the federal government?
Do we care about laws right now? That's my question.
And there's that.
I mean, and then like our only bastion of hope is the Supreme Court, and then it's filled with kooks like Alito and Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Kooks.
Oh, don't forget Kavanaugh and Gorsuch. They are as well.
Well, it depends. It depends because I've been shocked, but I will say the person that shocked me the most is Amy Coney Barrett. She's
That's
been
who
the
they're
biggest.
depending
She's
on.
been
That's who
the
the left is
biggest
depending on.
thorn in Trump's side. The biggest thorn.
Well, conservatives are lambasting her, and they've been at her throat.
I will say as long as it doesn't involve religion, yeah, she's pretty by the book. I mean, she's one of the few that has trial law experience, which is what I like. I like her perspective of how she approaches things that don't involve religion. Let me be clear. I don't like none of her views on like it's weird. Like, girl, get out of that code. But some of them will surprise you though. I mean,
I've seen Kavanaugh go the other side a couple times. However, that was prior to this administration,
I can
and
see that.
I can see now that we are back under this administration. I can't speak for Coney Barrett, but I expect Gorsuch and Kavanaugh to be lockstep and key with this administration. John Roberts has proven he could not be depended
He
on for
ain't shit.
anything. He
I
could
mean, I
not, and he will go down probably as the worst chief justice in the history of the court. Like,
I'll
he
say
has
this.
little to no institutional control of the court.
That that liberal conservative thing, like we need to stop looking at the Supreme Court through that lens. It's not accurate. There was recently, oh my God, there was this we were talking about in my veteran group where it was a 7-2 decision. Ketanji Brown Jackson and Gorsh were the dissenters. And I worked claims at the VA. That was what I did when I worked for the federal government. And they basically said that the way we adjudicated claims, we didn't even have to do it that way. Because what was standing before is if the evidence is in equipoise, if it's 50-50, you err on the side of the veteran. The Supreme Court said you don't have to do that shit at all. But you had a liberal and a conservative saying, this is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't, that ideological thing doesn't, what is the topic that they're talking about? When they're talking about unitary executive theory, yeah, that's where I'm concerned. But some of these Supreme Court things that involve Trump, they're very, very narrow, actually. And I think too many people read just the decision and they don't look at the context of the case. Because you can reasonably accurately predict how people are going to vote. Like, it's not that much that shocks you with some of these people, but like some of them, it's like they do talk and they can get swayed to vote another way. Roberts used to be that swing vote.
Well, he done got old and senile or something. I don't know what the hell is going on with him. But my concern is, even if by some miracle of justice we get something to go the way we'd like it to go.
You see that bitch got a blindfold on? What justice? She can't see shit.
Well, who's to say that they're even going to obey court orders? Because
I mean, well, they're not doing it now.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They're not
Like,
doing it
they're
now.
literally not doing it now. We just went over a case today where court ordered them to stop sending trans women to men's prisons, and they said, "Well, that be damn, we still sending them. Get over it." And that's not unprecedented in this country. I talk about it all.
Andrew Jackson. Did we forget about Andrew Jackson?
Right. Or even if we go The fact that Brown v. Board of Education was what, 54, 55? And most schools were not segregated until the 70s. Like there are schools that it was 20 years later before it actually tangibly happened.
Well, even at the end of even when slavery officially ended, there were still court cases
Yeah.
going through the
Hmm.
legal system. So yeah, I
Which is
mean,
why the scariest thing to me is all of this. Oh, we think, and it's only things that affect that they wanted to. When they say, "Well, the states and cities know what's best for their communities," really, because states have proven since this country was founded that they do not know all the time what's best for the citizens.
if the states knew what was best for their citizens,
We'd still be slaves,
then there wouldn't be states that are shitholes.
and
So
then
what are
there's
we
that.
talking about? If the states knew what was best for their citizens, then they wouldn't be welfare states, or they took in way more federal dollars than what they sent. Let's be clear.
Hello, Alabama.
Not too much now. Not too much.
That's your home state.
It is. I don't live there no more. Shit, I got the fuck out. You know what I mean?
With
Brain
Governor
drain in
Meemaw.
Alabama is a serious problem, though.
With Governor Meemaw.
That's stupid.
Don't take Arkansas out of that
West
either. With
Virginia,
Governor Quasimodo over there.
Kansas.
Kansas, yep. West Virginia, Mississippi. You can get some too.
I think
Oklahoma.
the funny thing is, though, even like you mentioned Governor Meemaw, right? When they announced all these NIH cuts, that's going to impact UAB, the University of Alabama at Birmingham. They're one of the best places for HIV and AIDS research right now. They get a ton of grant money, and that bitch she's drinking the Trump Kool-Aid.
No, what she's really drinking is cooter juice out of her lesbian lover, and then on the
With that
side,
hard
she
ass
goes
tongue
over
she
there.
got. Hard tongue.
On the side, she'll go over there and slurp from the Trump Kool-Aid.
I
She's a
just
whole
think
damn
that
lesbian.
it's very interesting to see this, like, right, the people that voted for this, how they seem to be in denial about what's actually occurring. And it's very similar to people that get scammed, like with these multi-level marketing schemes, right? They don't believe that they've been scammed, so they double down, triple down, quadruple down. And then it's like, well, fuck, I was scammed, when they're broke and destitute. Well, damn, he did pull the
Listen.
wool over my eyes.
Mm.
And it's just like, when you look at what are some of the indicators of people being in a cult, they meet all the criteria. And I was just like, this man lies every day. On a daily basis, this man lies. And yeah, well, no, he didn't mean it that way, or he didn't say that. And I'm like, you just saw him say that. No, I didn't. Okay. You can't help these people. The only thing that's going to help people is pain. They are like the child you keep telling not to touch that damn stove. Let them touch it. Let them touch it. Pain is a great teacher and an
Mhm.
even better motivator. I'm out of empathy.
I never had it.
I hope that you receive everything that you voted for. That's what I tell people. No matter how they vote, I hope you receive everything that you voted for.
I never had empathy.
Well, you're a Capricorn. We're not born with much.
No, not born with it. Since we're talking about, I think we said something about Doge. I forgot to mention, Doge. We had one of our topics is Doge has been asked. I can't say been forced by the courts because at this point the courts can't force these people to do a damn thing. But a federal judge has told them that they have to disclose all of the things that they're trying to keep in secret. So they're trying to keep everything that they're doing under the cloak of darkness. But all of the internal documents from Doge and everything
It's
are to be
subject to a
released under
FOIA
the Freedom
request.
of
Yeah,
Information Act.
yeah. It's subject to FOIA. Likely subject to FOIA is how the wording of that order was. Likely. But even what Trump said at his bullshit ass speech to Congress, that Elon Musk is running it, it's going to cause a lot of issues in court because the DOJ said that he did not run it. And
That's
with the
right.
president saying something counter, I do think that they are going to be brought within the scope of a traditional agency. Oh, speaking of Doge, the 19-year-old Big Balls, he's now a
Mhm.
senior advisor at the Department of State. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Because Marco Rubio loves nothing more than to have big balls right next to him. That's why he's his senior advisor, because Marco Rubio wants nothing more than big balls right next to him. Little hands and big balls.
It's not my fetish, but I don't kink shame over here.
Listen, if you like it, I love it. If it's good for you, it's great for
I,
me.
I in fact do not like it, and nor do I love it.
It's,
However,
low hangers go a long way. They go
look,
a
look,
long
they can be
way.
in and out all goddamn day, just like them. Just like them women married to them damn gay ass men. They can be in denial all damn day. I don't feel bad
Mhm.
after I done told you one time. I told you what was up.
And it used to be a time where some friends would try to ask me, "Well, can you hang out with me and my dude and let me know, and we'll talk later." Baby, I'm not gonna be your gaydar for you, okay? That's not what I'm here for. Now, what I'll do is if I run into him where we had something together, I'm gonna let you know how I feel, but I don't need you to be setting up nothing.
Look, they be in a closet of frosted glass, and that woman still be just in damn denial. Look,
Listen.
if you got your head in the sand, oh well. I didn't fuck around, but unfortunately, I have to find out what the rest of the damn people that voted for this bullshit.
And we have to talk about the fact that we're having our civil liberties trounced on. We have
Stoned,
the diminution
stoned.
of the Bill of Rights. And now we have internationally been put on the list of threats to civil liberties.
Yes, the Civicus Monitor watch list.
Hmm.
We've been added to that, which denotes a rapid decline in civic freedoms. It has these actions of this administration has raised concerns amongst civil liberties organizations globally about the state of human rights in our country. The watch list specifically has highlighted issues such as restrictions on free speech and assembly, restrictions of the press, and it suggests a troubling trend, um, basically due to the erosion of democratic principles. And speaking to this, I know we were talking about this a little bit in the members only Discord about why um, mainstream media is not covering certain Trump stories.
Fear.
Let's be clear. When you have the FCC chairman, okay, criticizing Google and their YouTube TV product because they refuse to carry not refuse, because they do not carry the Great American Family Network, that is beyond the pale. Mind you, the FCC determines who gets broadcast licenses. They can revoke those. So a lot of these media companies are very, very careful in what they're saying. Mind you, Trump has already sued Paramount. He's already sued. Sued the Des Moines
ABC.
Register. A lot of these people are already just trying to settle to just get off the radar. That has a chilling effect on free speech. Mind you, uh, Rachel Maddow pointed out how they had DJ Daniels parading him around like a political prop. She brought that up. Trump said she needs to resign. MSNBC needs to fire her. How much money do you want to bet there is going to be an FCC investigation into MSNBC?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have listen. We're not turning into authoritarian government. We're
We're there.
here. I keep telling
We're
y'all,
there.
with him turning news into government state-funded propagandists, and because Caroline Levitt already said that they're taking that right away from the White House Correspondents Association, and that the Trump administration will decide who has access to the press briefing room. They're going
And
to
they got
decide.
podcast bros up there.
You're also talking about, see, this is all coming into place. You also have anybody who speaks negatively on the administration being snatched up. That's just like they tried to have Mahmoud Khalil deported, and we had to have a federal judge say no. They still snatched him out of his house. He's still in a jail in Louisiana. Snatched up by plainclothes members of the Department of the State Department. Didn't even know, didn't do their research to find out if the man had a permanent green card. And they were like,
Which
oh,
they
your visa is
they
revoked.
have said that they're going to start revoking those, by the way.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They said that they're going to start revoking those.
So what we have here is we're being told you no longer have the right to protest. You no longer have the right to have a dissenting opinion or a dissenting voice, because what will happen is there will be swift and harsh punishments. You will be silenced. The only voices we want to hear are those in the echo chamber telling us that we are right. That is it. That is all. And now, ladies and gentlemen, while you people are sleeping, while you all are on the couch saying, let me go figure out what the new episode of Housewives of Atlanta is given today, we're having our civil liberties taken. And by the time people wake up, Kamz, by the time people wake up, they're going to be gone. And
Well,
now we're going to end up like our forefathers in the middle of once again fighting for civil rights. And some of these people ain't built for that.
I'm gonna say 99% of these people ain't built for this shit. But I just think that when we think about the First Amendment, people just don't realize how really expansive it is and how unique that it is. But it's supposed to protect against government censorship. It's supposed to allow you to express your opinion, even if they're controversial and unpopular. It's supposed to protect journalists, you know, from government overreach and them being able to publish information, even if it's critical of the government. Not under this administration. I fear for the establishment clause, honestly, because these people are Christian fascists.
Yep.
And I think that they're going to push that, hey, Christian, this is the Christian nation. Like, they're going to push that. As we've seen with the people getting arrested for protesting, we can protest peacefully. We can do rallies. We can do demonstrations. The government can place certain limits on that. It's not unlimited. What can the government place limits on? The time, the place, and the manner. They can't stop a protest because they disagree with the message. They can't arrest you because they disagree with the message. Even with our right to petition the government, we can express our grievances to the government through petitions, through lawsuits, lobbying, protests. The lawsuit portion, they're saying that if you want to sue the government, you need to put the money up. You realize how insane that is?
Mm.
And no one is blinking an eye at this. They're acting like this is business as usual. But
Okay.
then when you have people that fucking read and understand at the sixth grade level, hell, they probably don't read the Constitution the goddamn way.
Well,
So
Cams, a lot of this we saw post 2020. I'll give you a perfect example. North Carolina, uh, Florida, Arkansas, Georgia, Alabama. Those are just some of the states, and Tennessee did as well. It was about 14 states that immediately after the summer of 2020 had laws passed, not just presented on the floor, not just read on. Laws were passed and signed into law by state governors that make it illegal for you to commune on a street corner with more than 2 or 3 people, and you will then be convicted of a felony. And you know who has discretion to determine whether or not you are peaceful or whether or not you have the right to be out there and this protest is deemed a peaceful protest? The police. They're the ones who have the discretion to decide. You also have states where, I'll tell you, in North Carolina, they passed a law that says that neither the governor nor the mayor of municipalities can in certain areas is the mayors as well can stop a sheriff or a chief of police from taking any action that they deem necessary. So if they want to, and that's with regard to protesters, not any action. I'm talking about specifically with regard to protesters. So if the police chief says, nope, I deem that an issue, a problem, and the mayor says, no, I know who they are, they're good, let them do that, they're peaceful, the mayor, neither the mayor nor the governor can even step in and stop that sheriff or chief of police
you know what that sounds
from
like?
taking action.
Sounds like the Gestapo to me.
Mm, mm, mm-hmm,
I mean, because we all know what they did:
mm.
suppress opposition, spied on citizens, and eliminated perceived threats to the regime. Now, mind you, this is the same force where a man sued because they discriminated against him because he scored too highly on the IQ test. They don't want smart people. They want people that follow orders. They want you obedient.
Right.
Do what we want. Enrich us or else.
Or else. A mess.
All I know is I'm look, if it keep going where it's going, I'm out.
I got family
I'm not
over
staying here for this shit.
out of the country. I got a family right over in Bahamas. Let me go stay with my family. They got land too.
Eggs too high
Got
any
different
damn way.
land.
I can go somewhere else.
Mind you, eggs are not high other places. Eggs are not high other places.
Well, I mean, we've gotten rid of all of our, pandemic specialists. Hell, TB's making a fucking comeback. Measles is, and so is damn polio.
I
I
mean,
might
we're
as well
going
go
straight.
live in a country where those
We're
things are endemic.
going right back to Oregon Trail. Diphtheria, dysentery, cholera, whooping cough. All of the Oregon Trail diseases will be back right there, right back at Oregon Trail. Polio, cholera, dysentery, whooping cough.
Smallpox, typhoid,
Yeah, all of that.
all of the
Typhoid
things.
fever, all of it.
Hell, bring the bubonic plague back.
Tetanus, tetanus. You go outlaw tetanus shots too? Go ahead. Tetanus is coming back too.
Well, then there was something very concerning about they're saying that, RFK has to approve controversial things before it comes out. I said, oh, they go to suppression.
Yep.
Y'all let this quack job. This man doesn't even believe in damn vaccines, but yet he's vaccinated. And it's crazy to me that these parents that don't want to vaccinate their children, they're vaccinated. It's the hypocrisy for me.
Magically, something's going to be wrong with your kids, but you have that thing that you don't want them to have. I'm just trying to make sense of
Oh
it.
no, it's just like I don't think there's incidents of autism have increased. I really do just think that we can more accurately identify it.
Exactly. That's the only difference. They were not accurately identifying children with autism.
But the anti-intellectualism in this country's finally won. This is
I
where we're at. This is what you get from me.
Summertime is coming, and I predict that this will be a summer of when we hit. COVID was 5 years ago, 5 6 years ago. It really
Mhm.
started 2019 and really went rampant in 2020.
2020 it went.
Yeah,
It was up and it was stuck in
yeah.
2020.
But I remember it started end of 2019 over in China, and then it went rampant over here and all across the country, all across the world in 2020. I foresee we're what 5 years out. I foresee because think about it. 5 years before then, you had the situation. H1N1 was that under Obama. We had that the pandemic under Obama, and they did a really good job of. I think that was what was that H1N1 swine flu something. It was something. But we're about due for a whole nother global pandemic.
It'll pop up. Don't worry.
This summer, it'll be ripe.
It'll happen.
hmm
I'm waiting on it.
I'm
You
going
remember
back to putting on
when
my masks. I've already ordered. They're supposed to come. They were supposed to be here today. They told me they were going. They got postponed, but they'll be here tomorrow. I ordered me some KN95 masks because I can't play with y'all. I do too much traveling. I can't play these reindeer games with y'all. Mm-mm.
there
Mm-mm.
was something. It was, oh my god, it was something. I was like, what? I was like, bird flu is gonna make another. It's gonna make another come around. It's happened a couple of times. It'll be fine. You know. You remember Zika virus? Whatever happened to that?
Zika virus. I remember that was affecting the pregnant women and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Swine. We had a swine flu outbreak in India back then. Hell, yellow fever made some comebacks. Yeah, swine flu was the one
Under
that I
Obama.
remember. Yeah, I was in college and yeah, swine flu. Yeah, that was crazy. That was
But
crazy.
yeah, I'm not playing with people. I do not have time to play with people.
You ain't got the time.
My life is all too important.
Then we had what, SARS way back when.
SARS.
Yeah.
That's why I say we're due for another one. And you know how these people are. They'll blow it. They'll find a way to blow it.
Then you have like HMPV going around in East Asia.
So right, Ebola, Miss Shorty. Listen, be vigilant, protect yourself, protect your families, protect yourself, protect your families. Be vigilant. Um, Cams, look at us. We got record time, Cams. You don't see us. You don't see us.
Period.
You don't see us.
In and out.
And
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
oh, we like it in and out.
Look, we responded to the U up text. We executed.
Mm-hmm. Did.
Yeah. Anything else for the people?
Listen, we about to see the people next week. Listen, also remember, you can always look in the description box for ways to contact myself and Cams. If you want to recommend stories to us, you can send us an email or a message, and we'd love to cover stories. Certainly, and I'd love to get into stories that may be regional or statewide that we may need to be aware of, because a lot of times things bubble up from state issues, and then they'll bubble up and become national issues. So I'd love to have if there are things that um, come across your desk in your respective areas and you want to recommend them to us, please recommend them to us. But like I said, the description box for this video will give you all other ways to contact us and be in tune with us. Or if you're a member, shout out to the members. You could always reach me and Kamz in the members only chat.
Yeah.
Shout out to the members.
Good, 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 good. Love the Discord. Good.
Anyway, Kamz, you got anything for the people before we get out of here?
No. Just stay alert, stay aware, I guess.
I don't have nothing. I'm about to go. I'm gonna go watch that show with that new show with Angela Bassett, 0 Day.
Okay.
I heard good things about it. Where there's supposed to be a cyber attack that cripples the country.
Well, I'm gonna get on over to Miss YouTube TV and watch some. Well, I'm gonna let it watch me because I'm going to sleep.
So I'm trying to do that. But everybody in the chat, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We'll be back next week with more. If you want to come up here at any point and join us, be a special guest, like Cymera, at some point you're gonna have to come up here and be a guest with us, Cymera, Candace, Ronald. Y'all can crazy homebody girl. Some of y'all can come up here and talk with us and
Yes.
rock with us.
Especially as my job will be getting a little bit busy with me traveling. So I don't know if I'll be able to come every week.
He just don't want to be with us, y'all. He just don't want to be with us.
Any damn way. So it'll be nice to have some rotating people up here to give their perspectives as well, because not only is politics, national, it's regional, it's local. So I think that those perspectives add a lot of value to our segment here. Well, it's El Teddy segment. See, this ain't my damn channel. El Teddy segment.
You know what? Oh shoot. L Love did send me that thing. That's right, L Love. I was supposed to cover. Oh no, I was supposed to cover it on Silly Saturday. That's what it is. And then we do have Silly Saturday this week. I thought I was behind. No, she wanted me to cover the Supreme Court race in Wisconsin. Yeah, and I'm supposed to do that on Kornaki's Kaki's Corner in on Silly Saturday.
I've been following that. I have some friends out in Wisconsin that are involved in a lot of the political maneuvering behind that. So
you see, my boy Garland Gilchrist has put his name in for governor of Michigan. I'm excited.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing today that Katie Porter threw her name in.
She did
to run for governor of California.
Mm-hmm.
Because Governor Newsom and his trans rights stance.
What was he thinking?
He's trying to go moderate.
Because he's trying to put a bid in for president. That's why.
Yeah, he's not going to win.
He's not.
He's not going to win. He's always been opportunistic. Even when he was mayor, he gave opportunistic. He also gives used car salesmen. I don't like that. Am I wrong?
Oh man, used car salesman.
He doesn't give that off to you?
I could see that.
I mean, if I'm wrong, just say, well, I don't see that. But
no. Well, if I ain't see it, I'd be like, I ain't see it. But I could see that.
He gives you car salesman to me.
Anyway, y'all, we about to get out of here. Listen, y'all, whether the country is red or blue, remember, we will always be black. Blackity, black. We black, y'all. We black, y'all. We blackity, black. And we black, y'all. And Kamz has on black. I have on a black hat. There we go. Bye, y'all. See y'all next week. Love y'all. Bye.
Take care.